Alright, hello? Hello, hello? Welcome back to another stream. So, right after the last stream, I did some work. Did a little bit of work. I think my mic levels are peaking. Hello? Clipping? That should be better. Okay. So, I did some things. Right after the last stream, I immediately got to work on just like another variant of T-Rex, and that's this guy. I'm thinking he'll like spawn in the desert. And then I was like, if I can make more like that quickly, I wanted to try another one, and I made a like a brown version of the Snow Rex. And so the plan for him, and for both of them actually. Hello? Oh god. Hello, hello. Uh-oh. Welcome back to another stream. We can't have two of me. That's illegal. Okay, there we go. That's better. So we can have two of our Snow Rexes in the in Zone 3, in the snow area. And so that's the plan. Like this guy will spawn on the ice, and this guy will spawn like kind of in the forests and mountain-y area. And then real quick, I just made like two quick variants of the Raptor and then of the Trilodon. And they're pretty cool. I'm not quite sure where they're going to spawn yet. I'm thinking maybe just here, like in Zone 1. Zone 1 and maybe Zone 2. I think that's probably what we'll do. And you know what? I'm going to pull out a piece of paper just so we can keep all of this straight. Speaking of spawns, that's kind of my main goal for today's stream, is to work on where everybody's going to be spawning and how much they're going to be spawning. So we're going to be doing a lot of tunes with that. A lot of tuning. I also messed with some OBS settings to hopefully make the stream a bit smoother, because I was checking out the VOD of last stream, and it was pretty choppy at times. And it looks like we're still dropping frames again right now, which is unfortunate. I'm not quite sure what to change for, because my upload speed should be fine. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. So, goal 1 is spawns. And then I have another main goal of, right down here as well, fixing their attacks. So currently, whenever they attack, and we'll try to get my HUD out, allow NPC detection and respond to hit. Those should be on. So say I'll unfreeze this guy. I will also turn down the volume. I know he's pretty loud. And so as you can see, he's trying to hit me. Which he is attacking, but he's not hitting me. He'll only hit me if I'm in the air. And that's if it's working. So I think he has an older version I was testing out where it doesn't hit. And so that's kind of like I was saying, the main goal, the second main goal for today's stream is kind of going over the attack interactions for the NPCs and kind of just getting a better understanding of it. Because at the moment, I'm like completely lost on it. Like even like trying to explore it, like yesterday, like most of my day was trying to freaking figure out how that works. And it's still very tricky, at least when it comes down to like using other assets in the game. Because that's like fine and easy, like we can just copy paste like other assets, but I'm trying to get like an understanding of what is actually happening, and that's what's tricky. So I think I kind of wanted to do the attack interactions first. Mainly because I feel like we should get that. We should just get that out of the way first. Then we can worry about like them spawning. Because if they can't, if we can make them spawn, that's fine. But if we can't make them attack, then what's the point? You know, you won't be able to fight them. And so I wanted to go over that as well, like fighting the dinosaurs. So like, what should you get from them? Like, what should they drop? I feel like both the Snow Rexes should drop Ice Essence. At least definitely the blue ones. Maybe we can make... And we'll go over it some more, but maybe we can make just the blue ones drop Ice Essence. Make them a little bit more rarer than these guys. And maybe these guys can drop... Is there like a fur? Not, I don't think so, not yet. Maybe more hide? Maybe? Just like a slight bit more. But that's kind of the kind of thing that I want to think about in terms of like balancing them and making them okay to have like in a game. Because my whole idea for the Saurian dinosaur mod is just to, you know, add more dinosaurs to the game, right? And ideally you can do that, or that can be done in survival. That's the plan. And I don't want it to feel like, you know, cheap or like cheating. You know, I want the mod to feel like it's just part of the game. And so that's the plan. Also, if we get to it, if attacking and spawning doesn't take the whole stream, I had a third goal that we'll just push to Friday if we can't get to it today. And that is the sounds for the remaining dinosaurs. So right now I have sounds for the Rexes. And the raptors, but the Trilodon still needs sounds, and I also need to make a version of the pterodactyl, another variant, but he needs sounds as well. So I don't think they have any. Yeah. And we can go over their files just to make sure if they do or don't. But yeah, so that's the plan. I would love to release this on Friday. That is my goal. So if, and sound might be like cause sound's pretty, you gotta get pretty fine-tuned with it. And even these are still, like, they're okay. But they could be better for sure, and will be better with time. But just like the initial, like looking up sounds or making sounds, like I feel like I can make like wing flapping sounds, like with my microphone somehow. Like just get, I don't know, something, swing it past the mic. I don't know, something like that. Maybe like paper, you know, like a magazine. Something like that, just as a little example. But yeah, that, and then also looking up and getting sound samples from animals and stuff. I think that's what I'd like to try to do in terms of doing the sounds for this mod. Is I'll just try to, like any animal sounds, I'll just get samples from somewhere online. But if it's something I can make in person, then I'll try my best to do that. But yeah, so that's kind of like the layout for today's stream, and then Friday's stream will be the last finishing touches, and then releasing the mod, which will be pretty cool. And of course, it's gonna just be version 1.0. I'll probably update it like quite a bit, especially whenever I add more dinosaur variants. So yeah, that's the plan. So I suppose we should get started with our attack interactions. So we'll take a look. Oh, also, just as a little bonus, I was making a I was working on trying to do like a sauropod. Not going to be done before release, of course, because it's gonna take a while, especially to get the textures right. But I basically what I did was I took the model of the Trilodon, or the Ceratops over here. Right, I took his model. Also, I'm playing in 1080p and streaming in 1080p. I'm not sure if I was. I was pretty sure I thought I was streaming in 1080p last time, but I think it might have been 1440. So that might have been some of the internet issues I was having. But anyway, so with the Trilodon, I was like, it'd be cool if there was a sauropod in the game. Also, someone on Discord suggested that as well. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And my first immediate thought was, what in the game could we use to make a sauropod? And I chose the Trilodon, figuring that it's the only other like quadruped in the game. At least, you know, dinosaur quadruped. There are the reptile guys, which what are they called? I'm not sure actually. I kind of forgot. Lizards? That would just be lizards. Sand lizards. Yes, there are these guys as well, but they're. You know, we could turn this into a dinosaur. That's an idea. Writing it down. Writing it down. Bonus idea. Lizard to dino. Okay. Love the skybox. It's so pretty. So yeah, that's an idea for the future. But so him, the Trilodon, what I did was basically just made like his body, just lifted it up, kind of spread his legs apart in like every axis, basically like left, right, and forward, back, not up and down. And then I stretched him, made him bigger, made the legs bigger and longer, and made the body bigger, and gave him a really long neck, and cut a sauropod out of it. And it's using the texture for the Trilodon, so it doesn't look good right now. But I'm gonna spawn him in anyway, because I think it's cool. There it is. Look at him. This abomination. He's beautiful. Oh, he's laying down. Nice. So yeah, he's all kinds of wonky. I still have to like figure out his pivot points. And currently, I don't know if it's like a known thing. I just looked real quick, so I didn't do like a deep dive. But I can't find anybody else so far that has like the same pivot issue that I'm having. I should probably just look in the Hytale like Discord, see if anybody else is having that issue. But like whenever you move the pivots, it like moves some of the parts of the selected like group, which it shouldn't be doing. At least I don't think so. And so it makes it really like frustrating and like just really tricky to work with. But I got, you know, the main part of his like general shape down. It looks so weird. And even if so, with some of the ring points being off, I think I fixed the back legs. The hind legs are good. They're where they should be, but the front legs are still wonky, and then just the rest of the body, as well as that. But yeah, this guy's he will be coming along. And he is pretty big. I think it's almost like appropriate size, at least for that guy. But what I can do is scale it down when it spawns. So let's take a look at the asset editor. We'll get into that. Server requires authentication. Hello? Uh-oh. Let's try that again. Server requires authentication. Interesting. That's odd. Let's exit. And the reason why I have the game, or I have my, so what I had to do before stream was lower my monitor's resolution, because whenever I'm in display capture, which is where I would like to be in, because then I could, you know, just display the whole screen and show everything that I'm doing. But if I play Hytale in full screen during that, then it doesn't capture the game. It just is black. Which I think it happened on the first stream, I think, a little bit. But in 1080p, that doesn't happen, which is very interesting. Here, before I exit the game entirely, I'm just going to go back in and see if just rebooting the world works. If not, we'll just restart the game and it should be good. Hopefully. Hello, guys. Let's see. Hey, okay, that worked. I'll take it. So, back with our asset editor. In terms of the spawning, the thing I was going to mention about the sauropod being so big is you can change like their scale when they spawn, so I think I'm just going to change that from that to like 0.8 to 1. And so that'll limit it, making it smaller. So if we get rid of this guy, bye-bye. That should help make him a bit smaller. Yeah. So now he's kind of, I think it's pretty good. And then these guys also, I changed, so he's actually on the bigger side. And we can go into the editor, take a look at what I have. So for the Snow Rex, I have them both, I believe both of them. Yeah, 1 to 1.25. Desert Rex goes up to 1.5. Who's kind of big. I'm gonna get out of here. Very loud. I think they just kept aggroing on me. They were like, can't get you, what the heck? So, I think I'll change that down to 1.25. And then I think what I'll do for the normal Snow Rex, since I would also kind of want them to be a slight bit more rarer, maybe, I'm trying to think of how, like, maybe just make him a little bit bigger, right? But I'm trying to figure out if we should just make it so the minimum size is bigger, or if we just increase this range. I mean, it's no biggie. We can just do, maybe we just do 1 point. We do that. Like 1.5 times bigger is pretty big. Half as, you know, big added. So, you know what? That is pretty big. Let me just, what we can do instead, we'll just make him like 1.2 to 1.25. So in general, on average, he'll be bigger. So if we spawn in, oh, hello. I love how it's nighttime, but it's also light. I don't know why that's happening. I've never actually seen that happen before. Interesting. I just kind of noticed that. Also, did I mention it? I don't think I mentioned it. Running on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm a little tired. Also might be why I'll end the stream probably a bit shorter than the last two. But we'll try to do as much as we can. I just went to bed pretty late last night, working on Hytale, and was watching a stream. But anyway, our Snow Rex. So, it sees us. I'm really gonna have to turn that down like a lot. So he's attacking, but doesn't hit us. And when we jump, also doesn't hit us. So we should be in his like range. But also he's making another. Like you hear all those noises he's making. So those, I believe, are his alerted roars. And I don't know why they're playing so much. So somehow his alerted roars are playing. I think I just have them. Let's check. So if we go to our animations. So his alert is Snorex Roar. I believe I wanted to make their... So they have an idle, like an idle... Like, it looks like a yawn, but it's I guess it's an idle roar. Let's see. Look around. Roar. Roar. So it's also here. Now what we could do is we can get rid of that. Go back in here and see if that changes it. No. So he's still roaring. So that wasn't it. Which is good. I mean, it shouldn't have been. But that's just, you know, one variable we can eliminate. So what I did, basically to get where I'm at with the Snow Rex, was I added the NPC role that the Cave Rex has. So if we go down to our Snow Rex, this is actually this is bigger now, which is nice that I'm in, because I'm in 1080p. That's kind of really nice. So here in the NPC role, and you might, I'm going off on tangents a lot. I'm just tired. So I apologize for that. I will try to stay focused. I will try. So this is an exact, or it was an exact copy of the Cave Rex. But then I changed the drops that it gets. I actually didn't change the drops for this yet. So I changed the appearance, right? So into its Saurian Snow Rex appearance. What else do I do? I also changed the, did I change the health? I think I changed the health. Pretty sure I did. But that shouldn't affect any of the sounds or the attacks. And with the attacks over here is what I changed. So the attacks will be under interactions. So there's interaction variables, and under that is melee start. Under that is interactions again, and then Saurian's Rex Bite. So Saurian's Rex Bite is a interaction. It's over here under interaction NPCs dinosaurs. And let me try to kind of do that. There we go. So this, and we can look at it here as well. This kind of makes it a little easier to understand. What type of interaction is it? It's a simple type. And this was just copy pasted, like from, so what the Rex has is it has the hyena animation and like bite interaction. At least like when you copy and paste the Cave Rex role, it it what's the term for that? It not tracks to, but oh, I can't figure out the verb. Calls? It calls, maybe? Calls on the hyena bite. But anyway, basically, I copied that over, made it into the Rex bite, the Saurian's Rex bite. And I think I left everything the same. Oh, I did try to mess with this. That didn't change anything. That didn't help anything. And then it goes to interaction, it goes to replace, and then default value, nothing. Variable Saurian's Rex bite damage. And that's just what it was. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure what replace is doing. I would imagine it's replacing something, right? But I don't know what. So kind of like my understanding of it is, or at least my understanding was, that like you have an interaction here, it happens, and then you have a list. We have 0 and then nothing else. So I think if there was like an attack here, then like say if the 0 was an attack rather than replace, then maybe the next one, number 1, would be replace, and it would turn into something else. But I'm not sure. I don't quite understand the purpose of it yet. Other than it would replace what the interaction is doing at the moment. I think my guess. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's not what's like changing like the audio, I don't think. So what we're gonna do, last time I was working on this is like, okay, I think this is the next step that I need to do. So what I'm gonna do is basically just copy and paste the role again for the Rex. So if we go to Cave Rex, go to his role, and we can take a look at it as well. So his is NPC parent or NPC attack melee simple. And this is just a comment. It sets animations and delay before hit. So is that the only thing it does? Like, I feel like it does more, but not at least according to this. And then item player ID or player animations ID, it does the hyena default and then bite. And then NPC attack melee damage sets damage and on-hit effects, which are these: 68 damage, just absolute physical damage, and then a knockback effect. And then the melee selector, which I'm thinking is what, I mean, it says it here. It sets hit shape padding to allow effect to play and wait till animation is over. So this is what actually like will detect what is being hit. And this has a few variables or parameters which seem like they would help with what's going on. And I think by default, oh, it's extend bottom 3. Interesting. So yeah, when I copy and paste this rollover, it works. Like, right, the Rex hits, except for the knockback is a little crazy. It goes, like, you go flying in the air towards the Rex, which doesn't make any sense. Like, it's almost similar to the frog, or how the frog was, but not that crazy. Like the lava frog. So what we can do is we can copy paste this, the whole thing, back into ours, here's his... Where's his roll? Is this his roll? This is his roll. So we're just going to get rid of everything and paste. Apply. Oh. You're the wrong color. So that's what we got to change. We got to change the appearance to Saurian's Snow Rex. And then I'll just do drop Snow Rex. Or it should be drop Saurian's Snow Rex. And then we'll just keep everything as is for right now. Alright. So if I unfreeze him. Now it works. He hits me. It does the knockback like boredom. Which will change. Trying to get him to freeze and not walk. There we go. So we can change the knockback. That's not too bad. Like that would be, we can keep it at 0.2. I think we would want it to be negative, and the negative is Z's. We can do like -1. And then maybe just the Y velocity down to like 5. Fly. Oh, now it's like nothing. Okay, a bit too low. So, relative Z, let's do -10. And then velocity for the Y. And this is set. I wonder, maybe instead we should do point. Because there's that very first like model like importing video that I watched on Hytale. He went over different velocity types, and I remember point being one, where it's coming from the point of where you're being attacked, I believe. So maybe we'll do 10 on this as well. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now it's not working at all. Interesting. Was that because I put in point? I'm gonna guess it was. Oh my lord. Okay, 10's a bit too much. Jesus. Like, imagine fighting him and you get knocked back that far. Jeez. It's really fast too. Holy crap. Okay, so 10 is too much. 5? I feel like we don't go high. We don't go that high, it seems. So, unfreeze him? No. Come at me, buddy. Jesus. How does 1 do nothing and then 5 does all of that? Interesting. Very interesting. So we're gonna do, let's do 2. Oh, don't go to sleep, buddy. I need you. Thank you. See, now 2 is like nothing. Kind of like the height. I feel like if we were just launched further, that'd be good. So 3, I guess. Try 3. Oh no, that seems low. I mean, that's alright. I think I'm trying to imagine myself like fighting him. Like, does that feel Does that distance feel okay? I think so. Do it. Do it. Maybe just like a little shorter. So, what if we just changed the force? Like to, is that 0.2? What if it was 1 point, or 0.15? Apparently you don't want to go over 1 on the force. It may crash your game, apparently, I've heard. Okay. So for fighting, I actually, you know, I kind of like the other one. I think I liked it better at 2. Okay. Nice. Blocking. Okay. That works. I also learned that O is to turn your like mode back to adventure. So if we get hit by that, holy shiza. I kind of feel like that's good damage, right? That's pretty good damage. 68, I think it was. I'm just gonna write down kind of like what the steps I'm doing here are. We're just using the Rex roll. And I don't know if I want to change it, honestly. Like, I mean, I do want to understand it, right? I don't want to get a better understanding of it. But I don't know how long it's gonna take. And like I said, I want to try to get it